Here, write this down. We'll each be investing 10 hours in our new business, just like we agreed.
Okay.
And as soon as each of us finds 2 new people who are as excited as we are, they'll be investing 10 hours a week too. Okay. Now, how many hours is that?
That's 30 hours.
Right, 30 hours of work done every week, and we only have to do 10 of it. Everybody wins. On top of all that, we get to spend our extra 10 hours a week looking for solid folks like us, instead of working in some hole in the wall.
Truman's a decent fellow.
I'm sure he is, but he pays you a wage.
Yeah?
And who gets all the profits on his sales?
He does.
And how does he get people to come to his store?
He advertises.
And he sits on the school board. He's a deacon in his church. He joined the Rotary. And what does he say every time you run into him? He lifts the collar on your shirt and says,
"Looks like you need a new washing machine."
Exactly.
He sells good stuff.
And so will we.
But there is a huge difference. Here, take a look at this. A manufacturer makes a washing machine. Now, he sells it at a profit to a wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it at a profit to Truman. Now, Truman's going to sell it to a customer, and again, he's going to sell it at a profit. Now, out of this profit, he pays what? His rent, heating, electricity, advertising, a store manager, and Joe. Now, with all these middlemen, it's no wonder he can only afford to pay Joe $8 an hour.
All the profit goes to guys like you and me who are out there doing all the work. We are the middlemen, the owners, the salespeople. We get the profit.
How does Holly feel about it?
Joe, it was her idea.
Sally'd never do it.
Now, what Bert didn't know was this. Joe went home and shared the information with Sally, just like Bert had explained to him. Bert invests 10 hours a week, for example, over a 3-month period. And during that time, his goal is to find 2 quality people. The result, Bert invests 10 hours, plus his 2 new people invest 10 hours a week, totaling 30 hours a week. Now, for the next 3 months, Bert's goal is to help his people find 2 quality people each, or 4 additional people. The result, Bert invests 10 hours, plus his 2 people invest 10 hours each, plus their new people invest 10 hours each a week, totaling 70 hours a week. Now that's leveraging the investment of your time. It didn't take long for Sally to see why Bert was so excited about the potential. But Joe had always prided himself on being practical, realistic, having that good old-fashioned work ethic. You know, you work 10 hours, you get paid for 10 hours. After all, it was the honorable thing to do. And he held on that excuse for an entire year.
Okay, I know, you're dying to tell me, so go ahead. Spit it out.
Spit what out?
Every day you pick me up. You won't tell me how much money you're making. Nothing. But Sally, she's watching. And every night when I get home, I hear all about it. The Adams had 2 families over for barbecue tonight. The Adams went to this play and that play. The Adams got a brand new car. Bert's the new coach of Little League. How do you have time to do that? And now, to top it all off, she tells me the Adams are planning a trip to Hawaii.
Next summer.
Yeah, well, I thought the plan was we were both going to work 10 extra hours a week.
I do.
Well, then how come this is the first time in 6 months we've gone golfing?
You're always working on Sunday morning.
Well, you're supposed to be working too.
Joe, I am. It's just that I get to spend my 10 hours at the golf course if I want. And while I'm playing, we get an extra 210 hours of work done somewhere else.
Nice shot.